Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a more personal video. It's not school related, it's not makeup related, it's more personal. So I thought I would do a video on how to kind of, I don't want to say get over, but kind of how to deal with the loss of a friendship or even a relationship. Now when I say loss, I don't mean death wise. I mean, you know, you were friends with someone or you were in a relationship with someone and now you're not, and you want to know how to deal with the stress and everything that comes along with that. So I thought I'd give you guys some tips because I am going through it right now. So I kind of want you guys to, you know, if you're going through this, I want you to, you know, have some tips in your back pocket just in case you're having a bad day and you really need it. So the first thing I would say is it is okay to mope for a little bit. You don't want to mope forever. Moping doesn't really solve anything. It lets you feel sad, which is okay. It is okay to feel sad. When you lose someone, especially someone who's very close to you, it is okay to mope. Don't let anyone tell you that it's not okay to mope, because you should allow yourself to feel sad. But you should only mope for so long. So what I suggest and what I do is I usually like to mope on the weekends when I don't have class, when I don't have work, when I literally have nothing that I should be doing, is when I allow myself to mope. The first thing I do is I cry. If I'm really hurt by something, I cry. Typically, if you ask my friends, if you ask my family, if you ask anyone that knows me, I don't cry at all. It's not really my thing. But if someone hurts you, your first reaction is to cry. You're hurt. And I don't care how strong someone may be. I don't care how hard someone may think they are. When someone truly, truly hurts you, you cry. That's just how it is. And when you cry, you're letting out that sadness, you're letting out that frustration, you're letting out that anger, and that's what you want. You don't want pent up anger, and you don't want it. It is okay to cry. It is okay to let it out. Once I finish crying, then I pray. If you don't pray, you know, find something, you know, that helps you talk it out. Whether it be talking to someone, you can try talking to someone if you want to. But for me, I pray. And when you pray, you're basically venting to God. And that's what I do. I pray and I let it all out, and I just, it sounds, I don't know, you know, when you're saying it out loud and you're really hearing yourself say it, it's kind of this different feeling. So that's why I pray, because I'm saying it out loud, I'm understanding what's going on, what's wrong, and you know, it just helps to have someone listen. So that's why I said if you want to talk to somebody, you can talk to somebody. That is perfectly okay. And then once I finish praying, that's when the moping begins. That's when I really just give myself a day or two to just really be sad and just to really sit there and think about it nonstop. I don't do anything, you know, I don't really talk to anyone. I just really allow myself those days to be sad. And I feel like, in a sense, moping is just really giving you the time that you need to really just get it all out of your system. Just get everything, all of that negativity, all of those bad feelings. You're really giving yourself that time to let it all out. And that is important because, like I said, you do not want to bottle all of that inside of you, because you'll explode. You'll eventually explode, and you don't know who you're going to hurt in the process. You don't know what other friends you may lose because you explode. So you really just want to let it out. And that it's really important to not bottle things in. And I used to do that. I am guilty. I used to bottle things in all the time until I exploded, and I realized the impact that it had on the people around me when I exploded. So take it from someone who's done it. You do not want to do that. I don't really want to give you like a time frame on how long you should mope. I allow myself the weekend, well, a weekend to mope. And once the week comes back up, you know, I have class and I have different things that I have to do, so I really don't have time to mope. And when you don't have time to mope, that's when you want to remain busy. The minute that you give yourself time to mope when you need to be doing things, it kind of throws you off. If you're supposed to be in class paying attention, you really need to focus and harness all of your energy on class and on learning, because the minute you let your mind wander onto the situation, you're not focusing in class anymore. Now you're sitting in class, now you're sad, now you're upset, now you're not really listening to what's going on, and that really hurts you in the end. So it sounds a lot easier than it is. It is really hard to stay focused and to stay busy when you're hurt, and I get it, but the most important thing is to focus on the things that you know you need to do. And then when you're done with class and you're done with whatever you need to do, and you come back and there's nothing left for you to do for the rest of the day, then you allow yourself time to mope. I like to give myself a week to mope, and that is it. Anything past a week for me, I feel like isn't doing me any good anymore, because not to say that the other person isn't hurt. You're not going to say that because you don't know how the other person is feeling unless they tell you. But most of the times that person is, you know, doing what they need to do as well. Life doesn't stop for anybody. Life doesn't stop because you're sad or angry, upset. Life keeps going. And when you mope, it's almost like you're halting your life, but life is still going. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you really want to give yourself that week where you're just like, okay, I'm stopping my life, but I do realize life is going to keep on going. And that's why I like to give myself a week, because after that week, I'm just like, okay, I've wasted enough time letting life keep going past me. Now I have to continue on with my life, because if I don't, I'm going to fall behind in whatever I need to do, whether it be class, whether it be schoolwork, whether it be YouTube. It doesn't matter. You really want to keep going. And that goes on to my next point. Find something that makes you happy. Whatever it is, it does not matter. If something makes you happy, do it. Put your energy into it, because at the end of the day, you have to make yourself happy no matter what. Your happiness depends on you. So if there's something that you do that makes you happy, then you need to do it, and you need to focus on it, and you need to put 100%, matter of fact 110% of your energy into what makes you happy. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, it doesn't matter if it's art or dance, or hell, it doesn't matter if it's basket weaving. Do it. Do it. Put your all into it. If you do YouTube and this is your creative outlet, then put your all into YouTube. Put out more content. Do more creative videos. Get more fancier with your editing and your filming, and just put everything that you have into what makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, you have to be happy. Like I said, life is going to go on no matter what. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're not, life is going to keep moving. Life is way too short to be unhappy. And I know you guys probably hear that so much. Life is short. Life is short. Life is truly short. And it may not seem like it when, you know, you're waking up every day. But for someone who just took their last breath, life is short. And you want to be happy. And you want to do what makes you happy. And you want to rid yourself of the negativity and the toxic relationships. And it hurts to get rid of friendships, especially when you're so close to someone. It really truly does hurt to have to let that person go, or let those people go. But at the end of the day, if it's a negative or a toxic relationship, you can't continue to put yourself around that, because the things that you do in your life will start to have negative outcomes, or things will just become toxic in your life, and you're going to sit there and you're going to try to figure out, why aren't things going the way I want them to? Why aren't I happy? And when you take a step back, and you look at the people who's surrounding you, the people who's in your circle, and you kind of think to yourself, okay, this relationship is really toxic, or this person is a really negative person in my life, and you really start to, you know, feel like, you know, maybe these aren't the best people to have in my life. And I'm not saying once you get rid of those people 2 hours later you're going to start to notice that your whole life has changed. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is over time you will start to notice the difference in your life. When you get rid of those toxic relationships, you will start to notice that you are starting to feel a little bit happier and things are starting to go a little bit better for you. Negative people will bring negative things into your life. That's just how it is. And if you have something going for yourself, you can't have negative people. You don't have time to have negative people in your life. You just don't. I mean, to be honest. Now, for my own personal experience, like I said, I am going through the loss of a friendship. Someone I have been friends with for almost 5 years. This person was my best friend. If you, again, ask anyone that knows me, this person was like the other half of me. And it just got to the point where our friendship started to become really, really toxic. It was really draining. And I knew that the friendship couldn't go on any longer. But when you care for someone so deeply, it is just hard to just pack up and go and leave the friendship. I mean, I really do truly understand that it's really hard to leave a friendship with someone that you truly, truly care about. But I knew it was coming, but I was also in denial. And I was also like, maybe I can fix it. Or maybe, you know, me and this person can sit down and we can have a conversation and we can fix our friendship. It only made it worse. Friendships run their courses. Sometimes not everyone is meant to be in your life forever, and it's a hard thing to wrap your head around, especially when you have such a strong bond with someone and when you care for someone so much. It's really hard to think that friendships run their courses and they end sometimes, and either they're a blessing or a lesson, and that's kind of how you have to look at it. And it's hard to look at it like that, because when you really care about somebody, you're not thinking about the day that your friendship ends or the relationship ends. If you know you're going through a breakup, you're not thinking about that day. But when it comes to the point where you realize that the relationship is toxic, or you realize that the friendship or, you know, relationship is negative, and you're like, okay, I can fix it, but fixing it seems to be more draining. At some point you have to let it go, and it sucks, and it is hard, and you know, you're so used to them, you're in a routine with them, no matter if it's you text them in the morning, you text them all day, and you're with them on this day at this time, and blah blah blah. Like, it's hard to break out of a routine. People do not like change. Humans, we hate change, but sometimes change is good. Especially if you are in this draining friendship or this draining relationship. Change is really good. And I know for me that it's very recent for me. And like I said, I truly, truly cared about this person. I would do anything for this person. And I know the day that I let the friendship go, and for me it felt like someone took like a metal rod, shoved it in my chest, and it's like piercing my heart, and they turned it and then they ripped it out, and this metal rod was on fire. It hurt like hell. But that's what, you know, my happiness didn't depend on this person, but I deeply, deeply cared about this person, and I cared a lot for this person. And having to let them go after, you know, 4 years of friendship, it was like, you know, we've been through so much. Our ups and our downs have been together. And, you know, when friendships end, it's not to say that they're over forever. I mean, like I say, God has the final say. So if you're religious, You know, everything happens for a reason. So your friendship or your relationship can end so this person can grow, and so this person can change and evolve into the person that God wants them to be, and then they come back into your life. If it's meant to be, it will be, relationship wise or friendship wise. If you have a friend that you lost and you know you're hurt by it, just think about it. If you're meant to be friends, then you will be. If it's for you, it will not pass you, basically, kind of thing. So it's gonna hurt, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it doesn't, because it does, and I'm still deeply hurt by it. But I also know that I have to move on, and I have to continue with my life, and I have to keep going to class, and I have to keep filming videos, and I have to keep working, and I have to keep doing things, because life isn't gonna stop because I'm upset that I lost a friend. Life is gonna keep going, and it's gonna keep going with or without me. So I can either keep going with it, or I can stop and I can let life pass me by, and I can sit around and I can mope and I can be upset. And some days are going to be better than others. Some days you're going to get up and you're going to be 100% productive. You're going to get so much done, and you're going to feel happy, and you're going to feel, you know, content. And then the next day is going to come around and you're going to be like, I can't do it. You're going to have bad days. Don't let those bad days distract you from your goal. Whether it be the dean's list, whether it be a filming schedule, whether, it doesn't matter what it is. Don't let a bad day distract you from what your end goal is. Everyone has bad days, but in a situation like this, you really want to have your good days outweigh your bad days. If you have a bad day, the next day, make it a good one. Be 10 times more productive than you were the day before. You always want to one up yourself, and that's the most important thing, is you want to create a better version of yourself. And if it has to be without the person, the friend or your boyfriend or girlfriend, then that's just how it has to be. But don't let life pass you by because of one person. And even though you wish this person was in your life, and even though you didn't see this day coming, sometimes things happen and we don't know the reasons for why they happen. But the only thing you can do is learn from it. Life is about learning. Life is a learning experience, and no matter what happens in life, you have to take the lesson from it. And that's the most important thing. If a friendship ends, take the lesson from the friendship. You may not realize what the lesson is right then and there once the friendship ends, but later on down the line, when you sit down and you think about it, you're like, oh, that's what I was meant to learn from that friendship. And that's the most important thing, is you learn the lesson that it teaches you. That's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want more videos like this, just let me know in the comments down below. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.